I never thought at 48 that I'd be starting my life over, but here I am. My wife and I had been married for 25 years, with 3 wonderful kids who are mostly grown up now. Our oldest is 21, working in another city, while our middle one is in college, and the youngest is about to graduate high school in a few months. Things were normal, or at least I thought they were, until that Tuesday evening last month. The kids were all out, our youngest at basketball practice, and I was catching up on some work emails when my wife asked to talk. She sat down across from me at our kitchen table, and in the span of 10 minutes, my entire world fell apart. She told me she'd been seeing someone from her office for the past 2 years, a younger guy who worked in marketing. She said she was ready to move on with him now that our kids were grown. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. 25 years of marriage, and she was telling me this like she was discussing what to have for dinner. I'm not proud of how I reacted. I broke down completely. Looking back, I'm glad none of the kids were home to see their father crying like that. I begged her not to leave, to give us another chance. She just sat there, patting my arm like I was some hurt puppy, saying things like, "You'll be fine and you'll find someone else." When I finally pulled myself together, something inside me snapped. I stood up and told her to leave. She seemed shocked by this sudden change, but I meant it. She already had a bag packed. She planned this whole thing. She tried to give me an awkward side hug before leaving, but I just stood there, frozen. After she left, I cried for what felt like hours. When our youngest came home and found me on the couch with puffy eyes, I had to tell her everything. She immediately called her siblings and my brother. My brother Tom, who's never been married, drove 3 hours to get to us that night. He's been staying with us ever since, helping me keep it together. The kids have been amazing through all this. They came home right away when they heard, and we've been trying to make sense of everything together. Tom's been handling practical things I can't seem to manage right now, like making sure we have groceries and that bills are paid. I've been struggling just to get out of bed some mornings. It's strange how quickly your life can change. One day you're planning weekend dinners and talking about future family vacations, and the next you're wondering if any of it was ever real. The house feels different now. Empty spaces where her things used to be. The kitchen where she used to cook our family meals. The garden she spent so many weekends tending to. Everything reminds me of her, and yet it all feels like it belonged to someone else's life. My oldest called me yesterday, crying. She found old family photos while packing up her apartment. Pictures of all of us at the beach, birthday parties, school graduations. She asked me if her mother had ever really loved us. I didn't know what to say. How do you explain to your child that sometimes people just change, that love isn't always enough? Tom's been trying to get me back into a routine. He drags me out for morning walks, makes sure I eat properly, and even signed us up for a gym membership. He says physical activity helps with depression, but I think he just wants to keep me busy. Either way, I'm grateful. Without him here, I'd probably still be in bed, staring at the ceiling. The hardest part is the nights. During the day, there's always something to do, someone to talk to. But at night, when everyone's asleep, that's when the memories come back. 25 years is a long time. We grew up together, built a life together. She was there when I got my first promotion, when we bought this house, when each of our children was born. How do you just erase all that? A week passed without any contact from my wife. Then late one night, my phone rang. It was her, crying. At first, she asked about the kids, and I tried to keep my voice neutral. Then she broke down completely. Her office guy had turned her away when she tried to move in with him. Apparently, he told her he was too young to settle down and wanted someone who could give him a future, meaning someone younger who could have kids. She was calling because she had nowhere to go. She'd been living in a hotel for the past week, and now she wanted to come home. She wanted another chance. The kids had blocked her numbers and social media, which I hadn't even known about until she mentioned it. She was trying to blame me for turning them against her, but I hadn't said a word to them about her beyond the basic facts. It's funny how things work out sometimes. All those years, I was the one chasing after her, trying to fix every argument, apologizing even when I wasn't wrong. I'd convinced myself that's what marriage was, one person always giving more than the other. Now here she was, asking me to fix things one more time. My middle child sent me a text today. He said he was proud of me for standing up for myself. I hadn't realized it until then, but I'd spent years teaching my kids that it was okay to let someone treat you badly as long as you love them. Maybe that's why this feels different. It's not just about me anymore. I felt a surge of anger I didn't know I was capable of. After 25 years of always being the one to fix things, of chasing after her and apologizing even when I wasn't wrong, something in me had finally had enough. I told her there would be no second chances, hung up, and turned off my phone. The next morning, I found a flood of texts from her. She was playing the victim, calling me selfish, saying I wasn't thinking about her at all. The woman who'd cheated on me for 2 years and walked out on our marriage was now trying to make me feel guilty for not taking her back. Tom found me in the garage this morning, looking at our old wedding album. He didn't say anything, just sat with me for a while. Then he asked if I wanted to go for a drive. We ended up at the beach, watching the sunrise. It was the first time in weeks I'd felt like I could breathe properly. I'm writing this now because I need to know if I'm wrong for refusing to let her come back home. The house is in my name, so legally she can't force her way back in. But she's trying to make me feel like I'm being cruel. Part of me still loves her, which makes this even harder. But I know I can't go back to how things were. Sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes you have to love yourself more. I've started looking into therapy options. Tom says it might help to talk to someone professional about all this. He's probably right. 25 years is a long time to spend with someone, and an even longer time to spend learning the wrong lessons about love. Maybe it's time I learned some new ones. It's been 2 weeks since I last wrote, and things have changed quite a bit. I sent our oldest and middle child back to their lives. They can't put everything on hold just because their mother decided to blow up our family. Our youngest is still here, but I've told her to focus on enjoying her last few months before college. She shouldn't spend her time worrying about her dad. Tom is still living with us, and I don't know what I'd do without him. He's taken over all the household tasks my wife used to handle. It's strange how you don't realize how much work goes into running a home until the person who did most of it is gone. Tom's been doing the laundry, helping with meals, and keeping the house in order. He's not the best cook, but he tries, and that means a lot. I finally met with a lawyer yesterday. We're filing for divorce. There's no point waiting for her to do it anymore. My lawyer says her public Facebook posts about the affair will help our case. She's been posting nonstop about how her office romance went wrong, how he led her on, how she gave up everything for him. It's almost funny how she doesn't see that she's just making things worse for herself. The texts from her haven't stopped. She switches between begging for forgiveness and attacking me. One minute she's telling me how sorry she is, how she made the biggest mistake of her life. The next, she's saying I drove her to cheat because I'm boring and old. She mentioned that I don't look like I did when we got married. Well, of course I don't. I'm nearly 50 with 3 grown kids. Did she expect me to stay frozen in time? Tom caught me reading her messages last night. He took my phone and helped me block her number. He said I was just torturing myself by reading her texts. He's right, but it's hard to let go completely. 25 years is a long time to just erase someone from your life. I found out through office gossip that she's not the only one this guy was seeing. Apparently, he had something going on with at least 3 other women at work. They're all finding out about each other now, and it's causing quite a storm at her workplace. I should feel bad about it, but I don't. Maybe that makes me a terrible person, but right now, I'm just glad to see some karma in action. The news about her affair is spreading through our social circle. Some mutual friends have reached out. Most are supportive, but a few think I should forgive her, give her another chance. They say everyone deserves forgiveness, that marriage is about working through the hard times. I want to ask them if they'd be saying the same thing if their spouse had an affair for 2 years and only confessed when they thought they had a better option lined up. Our youngest found her mother's wedding dress in the attic yesterday while looking for some old school photos. She asked me what we should do with it. I told her to donate it. My wife left it behind along with a lot of other things when she packed her bag that day. I guess she thought she wouldn't need any reminders of our marriage where she was going. My brother caught me looking at old family photos again. He didn't say anything this time, just sat down next to me and started telling stories about when we were kids, how I was always the responsible one, always trying to make everyone happy. He said maybe it's time I tried making myself happy for a change. The divorce papers are ready. My lawyer says she'll be served tomorrow. I'm nervous about how she'll react. She's been unstable lately, calling from different numbers when she realized I blocked her, showing up at our kids' places trying to talk to them. Our oldest had to threaten to call the police before she would leave. Work has been understanding through all this. My boss gave me some time off to sort things out. I've been working from home when I can focus enough to get anything done. Tom says I should take a real break, maybe go on a trip somewhere, but I'm not ready for that yet. The routine of work, even if I'm not very productive, gives me something to focus on besides the mess my life has become. I started going to the gym with Tom regularly. He says I need to work on myself now, and he's probably right. I've lost weight since all this happened, mostly because I couldn't eat for the first week, but now I'm trying to get healthy the right way. The exercise helps clear my head, even if just for an hour or two. Our middle child called today. He's worried about his younger sister. She's been putting on a brave face, but he says she's struggling more than she lets on. I need to do better at being there for her. It's easy to get caught up in my own pain and forget that my kids are hurting too. The house feels emptier now that two of the kids have gone back to their lives. But maybe that's good. We all need to start moving forward. Tom says we should redecorate, make the house feel different, create new memories instead of living with the ghosts of old ones. I found some of her jewelry in the bathroom today, wedding ring included. She must have left it that day when she walked out. I put everything in a box and gave it to my lawyer. Let him deal with returning it to her. I don't want to see her, don't want to give her another chance to try to manipulate me into taking her back. My youngest asked me yesterday if I'll ever get married again. I told her I hadn't even thought about it. The truth is, I can't imagine trusting someone like that again. But maybe that's just the pain talking. Tom says time heals everything, but right now, it's hard to believe that. I've started therapy. My first session was yesterday. The therapist asked me what I wanted from these sessions. I said I wanted to understand how I missed the signs, how I let myself be taken for granted for so long. She said that was a good place to start. Tomorrow, my wife gets served with divorce papers. Tom says he'll stay home with me, in case I need support. I told him I'll be fine, but honestly, I'm grateful he offered. It feels like the end of something significant, even though our marriage really ended the day she told me about her affair. The kids want to have a family dinner this weekend, just us and Tom. Our oldest says we need to start making new traditions, new memories. She's right. Life doesn't stop just because someone decided to walk out on us. Maybe that's the most important lesson in all of this, that we can keep going, keep loving, keep living, even when it feels like our world has fallen apart. My lawyer says the divorce should be straightforward, given the evidence of her infidelity. I just want it to be over. I want to stop feeling like I'm in limbo, waiting for the next crisis, the next emotional outburst from her. I want to start figuring out who I am without her, what my life looks like on my own. For now, I'm taking it one day at a time. Some days are better than others. Some days I can almost forget, and others the pain hits me like it's brand new. But I'm still here, still moving forward. And maybe that's enough for now. Update. A month has passed since the divorce papers were served. I didn't expect things to move so quickly, but her public Facebook meltdown about the affair made everything easier from a legal standpoint. My lawyer says we might be done with all this sooner than expected. She didn't take being served well. The texts started coming immediately, this time from her friend's phone since I'd blocked her number. She called me heartless, said I was taking revenge by divorcing her. I still can't understand how she thinks she's the victim in all this. Her friend even called me, trying to convince me to talk to her. I hung up and blocked that number too. The office drama has gotten worse for her. Turns out that guy wasn't just seeing 3 other women. There were more. Someone started a group chat and added all the women he'd been involved with. My wife was apparently the only one who thought they were in a serious relationship. The others knew he was just playing around. She's become the office joke now. Yesterday, I heard she got fired. Not because of the affairs, apparently, that's not against company policy, but because she couldn't stop causing scenes at work. She kept trying to confront him in meetings, sending angry emails to the whole office, that sort of thing. I should feel bad for her, but I don't. She made her choices. Tom's still living with us, but he's talking about going home soon. He says I'm doing better now, and he's right. I can get up in the morning without feeling like the world is ending. I can make it through dinner without wanting to cry. I've even started cooking again, nothing fancy, but it's something. The kids are doing better too. Our oldest got a promotion at work. Our middle child made the dean's list this semester. And our youngest just got accepted to her dream college with a scholarship. Life goes on, with or without their mother. They still won't talk to her, though. She keeps trying to reach them through different relatives, but they're firm about not wanting her in their lives right now. I had my 4th therapy session today. We talked about patterns in my marriage, how I always put everyone else's needs before my own. The therapist says I need to learn to value myself more. She's probably right. Looking back, I can see how I let my wife walk all over me because I was afraid of being alone. Now that I am alone, I'm realizing it's not as scary as I thought. The gym is becoming a regular thing now. Tom jokes that I'm getting more muscular than him. I've lost 15 pounds, and I'm sleeping better. The trainer there, Sarah, says I'm making good progress. She's been really encouraging, helping me set realistic goals. Tom teases me about how much I talk about her, but it's not like that. I'm nowhere near ready for anything like that. My lawyer called today. He says my wife's lawyer reached out about a settlement. They want to avoid a trial, given how public everything has become. Fine by me. I just want this chapter of my life to be over. The house is mine, the kids are grown, and I make enough money that I don't need anything from her. Let her keep whatever she has left. Found an old anniversary card while cleaning out the garage last weekend. 10 years ago, she wrote about how I was the love of her life, how she couldn't imagine being with anyone else. Funny how things change. I threw it in the trash without a second thought. Progress, I guess. The kids want to plan a family vacation for after the divorce is final. Just us and Tom. Our oldest says we should start a new tradition. She found this nice beach house we could rent for a week. It's not the kind of place their mother would have liked, too simple, not fancy enough for her tastes. Maybe that's why it feels perfect. Tom helped me rearrange the living room yesterday. Moved all the furniture around, put up some new pictures. The kids sent me recent photos of themselves to frame. The house feels different now, in a good way. Less like a museum of my failed marriage and more like a home again. My wife's friend called again today. Said she's worried about her, that she's not doing well. Wanted to know if I'd consider couples counseling. I told her what I should have told my wife years ago, that I deserve better than someone who could throw away 25 years like they meant nothing. Started volunteering at the local animal shelter on weekends. The therapist suggested finding ways to connect with others, and I've always liked dogs. There's something healing about being around animals. They don't judge, don't ask questions, just offer unconditional love. Maybe I'll adopt one when all this is over. The divorce should be final in a few weeks. My lawyer says everything's moving smoothly now that she's agreed to the settlement. I thought I'd feel sad about it, but mostly I just feel relieved. Ready to close this chapter and start the next one. Tom's planning a small celebration for when it's all done. Just family and a few close friends. He says we need to mark the occasion, not mourn it. He's right. This isn't an ending, it's a beginning. The beginning of my life on my terms. The therapist asked me today what I've learned from all this. I told her the biggest lesson was that sometimes losing everything you thought you needed shows you what you actually need. I needed self-respect more than I needed my wife. I needed peace more than I needed to keep a broken marriage together. Looking back at who I was just a few months ago, I barely recognized that person. The one who would have done anything to keep his wife happy, who thought love meant always putting someone else first. I like who I'm becoming better. Someone who knows his worth, who understands that real love shouldn't cost you your self-respect. Tomorrow, I'm taking down our wedding photos from the hallway. The kids helped me pick out some new ones to put up, family vacation shots, graduation pictures, candid moments of all of us laughing together. Our story didn't end when their mother left. It just took a different turn. I know there will still be hard days ahead. Days when I miss what we had, or at least what I thought we had. But I'm ready for them now. Ready to face whatever comes next. After all, life's biggest plot twists often lead to the best chapters.